a respected surgeon, a quiet family home, 2 people shot dead in their bed, and 2 young children left alone with the bodies. What investigators say happened next has shocked the medical world and reignited conversations about domestic violence hiding behind professional success. This is the complete story of the surgeon charged with murdering his ex-wife and her dentist husband, and the recent moment when his employer finally broke its silence. In the early morning hours of December 30th, a quiet neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, became the scene of a horrifying discovery. Police were called to perform a welfare check after Dr. Spencer Tepe, a well-known dentist, failed to show up for work and could not be reached. When officers entered the home, they found Spencer and his wife, Monique Tepe, both shot to death. The scene was immediately disturbing. The couple had been killed inside their bedroom, in what investigators later described as a targeted execution-style attack. There were no signs of forced entry. Nothing appeared stolen. And most chilling of all, their 2 young children, one a toddler and the other an infant, were found alive and unharmed inside the house, along with the family dog. Authorities believe the children had been alone for hours after the killings. From the start, police said this was not a random crime. As detectives began piecing together the timeline, they determined the murders likely occurred sometime overnight. Surveillance footage from the neighborhood showed a hooded figure walking near the home during the estimated window of the killings. Nearby traffic cameras also recorded vehicle movement consistent with someone arriving and leaving quietly in the dark. Attention quickly turned to Monique's past, specifically her former marriage. Monique had previously been married to Dr. Michael McKee, a vascular surgeon based in Illinois. The 2 married in 2015, but their relationship quickly deteriorated. Within months, the marriage collapsed, and the divorce was finalized in 2017. According to family members, the separation was not peaceful. Relatives later told investigators that Monique had feared McKee, alleging he had threatened her multiple times during and after the marriage. At one point, restraining orders were reportedly involved. Friends say Monique tried to move forward with her life quietly, eventually finding happiness again. She later met Spencer Tepe, a dentist known for his kindness, professionalism, and devotion to his family. The 2 married, built a home together, and welcomed children. By all accounts, they were starting a new chapter, one they never imagined would end in violence. Investigators soon uncovered a critical detail. Michael McKee knew where Monique lived. Police traced McKee's movements in the days surrounding the murders. Records showed he had traveled from Illinois to Ohio shortly before the killings and returned soon afterward. Vehicle data, surveillance footage, and cell phone evidence began forming what authorities called a clear trail of movement. A search warrant was executed at McKee's Illinois residence. Inside, investigators recovered multiple firearms. Ballistics testing later indicated that one of the guns was consistent with the weapon used in the Ohio murders. Notably, no firearm was recovered from the victim's home. For prosecutors, the picture was becoming clearer. On January 10th, Michael McKee was arrested in Illinois. He was charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder, a charge reserved for intentional, premeditated killings. Authorities stated publicly that they believed the murders were planned, targeted, and driven by domestic violence-related motives. McKee was taken into custody without incident. In his first court appearance, he appeared restrained, wearing jail clothing, and said nothing. He later waived extradition, allowing authorities to transport him back to Ohio to face charges. His legal team indicated he would plead not guilty. As the case made national headlines, attention turned to McKee's professional life. McKee had worked as a surgeon at a respected medical institution in Illinois. Colleagues described shock and disbelief. Patients began asking questions, and the hospital faced mounting pressure to respond. Days later, McKee's employer issued a brief but carefully worded statement. The hospital confirmed that McKee was no longer actively practicing, said it was cooperating fully with law enforcement, and expressed sympathy for the victims' families, while declining to comment further due to the ongoing investigation. The statement marked the first time the institution publicly addressed the case. Meanwhile, more troubling details emerged. Court records revealed that McKee had recently been involved in civil legal disputes, including lawsuits related to alleged professional negligence. In some cases, plaintiffs claimed difficulty locating him or serving legal documents. Prosecutors did not say whether these issues were directly connected to the murders, but they added to the growing portrait of a man under pressure. Family members of Monique stated that they believed she had lived for years with fear that ultimately proved justified. For the community, the grief was overwhelming. Friends described Monique as warm, intelligent, and fiercely devoted to her children. Spencer was remembered as a compassionate dentist who loved his work and his family. Vigils were held. Tributes poured in. Donations were raised to support the children, who are now in the care of relatives. The Columbus Police Department emphasized that the children were the true victims of this crime, left without parents in an act of violence they could not possibly understand. As of now, Michael McKee remains jailed as he awaits further court proceedings. Prosecutors are expected to pursue the most serious penalties available under Ohio law. If convicted, he could face life in prison without the possibility of parole. The defense has not publicly outlined its full strategy, and McKee himself has made no statement. This case continues to raise unsettling questions. How does violence hide behind success? How many warning signs go unnoticed? And how often does fear in private relationships remain invisible until it's too late? What is certain is this: 2 lives were taken, 2 children were forever changed, and a community is left searching for answers, while the legal system works toward accountability. As the trial approaches, the world will be watching closely, waiting to hear the full truth behind a crime that shattered families and exposed the darkest side of a seemingly accomplished life.